Hey guys, in this video I want to do three things. First, I want to tell you a cautionary tale. Secondly, I want to get redemption for that cautionary tale. And thirdly, maybe give you a few tips to prevent you from becoming a cautionary tale. Now let's firstly address the elephant in the room, and that's what you guys keep asking me. What happened to my KTM Prowler Exonic? Well, here we are, and as you can see, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the bike. It's just been having a bit of a rest for a while. Okay, so there were some rumours that I might have crashed it, but I'd probably call it more of an extreme tyre tap maybe. You want to see the footage, don't you? Okay, here's the footage. Oops, no, clips in. Oi, that's a drop. Oh, hey! Oh, that is awesome! Oh, shut it. Okay, that's where you look first. Okay, you're thinking that's a pivot, and that's not a woodhill. In fact, that's more zine. I didn't actually have footage of when I wrecked this thing. I was just going out for a chill, casual ride. What could possibly go wrong? All that sort of thing. The one I did crash, very, very similar though, that was say in Morzine. I was standing up the hill. I could see all these people jumping onto that little gap jump, but what I couldn't see from where I was standing was after that gap jump there was another gap jump, and I didn't see it, and mother of all cases. Well, that's pretty much what I did on this bike here. Do you want to see where I did it? All right, I'll show you. So this is the jump. You guys from Woodhill probably recognize it. It's number 3 on Side of Fries. Done it literally hundreds of times, done it on all sorts of bikes, super comfortable, super relaxed, super chilled about it. However, today it had been raining a bit, or the day I did it, had been raining a bit, running a bit slow, and came up majorly short and just slammed it into there. So yeah, so the question is, well, what happened to the bike? So what did happen to my beloved KTM Prowler Exonic? Well, I guess we've got to get into it. Firstly, I broke the rear wheel, so had to get a new rear wheel. I also broke one of the cranks, and I also cracked the bottom case on the motor. So it was a pretty good tyre tap, really. What happened to me? Well, very little, actually. I'm probably going to lose a toenail, but hey, it's not a big deal. Funnily enough, the toe that I injured was not the one where the crank broke, but the other one. I think where the crank broke, it released all the tension and my foot it did nothing. So big thanks to Electrify New Zealand for getting this bike all fixed. It did take longer than anticipated, but that wasn't their fault. The DT Swiss wheel was one of these fair trade policy things, so that they'll do like a warranty claim on it, and so you have to pay some money, but it's not the full price of a new wheel. And I did want another one because I love these wheels, and so that's what took all the time. But once the wheel was back, it was all very quick. Some of you will say, why would you get a carbon? You know, some people are real carbon wheel haters. I love them. Just talking to one of the guys from Woodhill, and he said, his friend wrote off his wheel on the same jump. I know a friend of mine, who I will not mention his name, but he's wrecked a front and a rear wheel, and I saw him do one of them, and they were both aluminium, and the one I saw, the wheel was completely totaled. So if you do an aluminium wheel, it's going to get completely totaled as well. The carbon wheel, actually, I thought I got away with it. I actually rode the bike back, and when I got back, when I had a closer look, I noticed there was a crease in the carbon, so it obviously sort of folded in and popped back out again, but it was still rideable. So they're very, very strong. So say an aluminium wheel would have been toast as well. Cranks, I'm not so sure about. They were carbon cranks, but they did have metal inside the center of them as well. But they were really expensive. It was more expensive by quite a margin to buy one replacement crank than it was to put a set of alloy cranks. So I put a set of alloy cranks on there, and I think that's not a bad idea. New cover, and she's all really good. And I'm good, and I'm really happy to be back on the bike. The other thing though is that a big shout out as well. While I was getting the bike all sorted out, I got the suspension serviced, and Jimmy from Lewis & Co did it, and I don't know, he said no sponsorship, I pay full price like everybody else. I don't know what wizardry that man has done, but I did a warm-up run this morning, one on How Good and one on Aviator. That's the weirdest thing now. I'm so nervous about this jump line. I'm happier to do Aviator, but I'll show you how that went, because it's some sort of wizardry. The bike is just running really, really good. I'll show you that. All right, one thing I like about Woodhill is that How Good is right here, and it's a great way to warm up if you've got some, hey. I've forgotten how much I like this bike. It's been a couple of months since I've ridden it. That's my first, this is, I've forgotten how cool this is. Whoa, what the hell? This feels like a complete new bike, which I'll probably explain in a bit. Hey. It's good to have you back, girl. Yo! All right, can't believe I'm using Aviator as a warm-up for side of fries, but that's kind of how I feel at the moment. Just the side of fries makes me nervous. Whoa, I overjumped that. Buttery smooth. Oh, buttery smooth. Okay, so I guess it's that whole, we're on to stage 2 now, which is the redemption part, and a bit nervous to say. I mean, if I do side of fries, smash the rear wheel, and I put that on the internet, I don't think I'm probably that dumb. I'm going to be considered one of the biggest mountain bike idiots out there, aren't I? And in all honesty, this whole thing has messed with my head majorly, and it actually got me quite down, because here's me thinking, like, I've done this jump hundreds of times before, and just on one run, I was just doing it too slow. I realized I didn't have the speed, and I guess because I'd done it hundreds of times before, instead of pulling out, I just thought I'll give it an extra big pull, and in the air, I just knew I was short. And so now I'm worried that, well, that could happen anytime, anywhere, and that's just messing with my head, and it really has messed with my head, and I was really upset about, because I really liked this bike and it was all smashed up. But I guess we've got to go, because I'm not ready to just do rail trails just yet. I can't just give up. So my only option in my head is that I need to get over my fear and do it again, and once I'm back into it after a while, the fear will disappear again. So anyway, up to the top. Alright, side of fries, time to get done. Zach's got me touching trees now, so I guess it can't hurt. Yeah, more nervous for this than I was for dropping in and doing all of Aviator. Oh, we're over sweet. Might as well, oh, that's a beauty. Might as well do the whole line, eh? Oh, happy about that, eh? You figure that if I broke another wheel, I'd be the biggest knob on the internet, or a bigger knob than I was before. Oh, happy about that. Okay, I still don't think that was perfect, so let's have another go. That's good. That's all right. And we're getting that one slowly. Oh, we'll leave the bottom for now. Alright, so that brings us on to part 3 of this video, which is telling you how to avoid doing exactly what I did, because this jump has had quite a bit of carnage. In fact, just before I crashed, a friend of mine, Lloyd, he also crashed, and he was trying to do it for the very first time. And why don't I show you a clip of him doing it?
Dropping into side of fries. A little bit slow, but anyway, I'm going to drop again, rolling a little bit faster this time.
Yeah, that wasn't good, was it? That wasn't good. He was, as I say, just if you're wondering, he was more than happy for me to use that footage, so I'm not being some jerk. So yeah, he was quite happy for that to be in the video. But if you listen at the top, I think he said, I need to go faster, because this jump is, if you go slow, it's bad, because obviously you're going to case and do what I did. If you go fast, it's even worse. So let me try and explain that. All right, so here's the thing. This is jump number 1. You want a fair amount of speed, and you definitely don't want to case it. Then you roll into jump number 2, which is actually really, really easy to clear. But if you're going too slow, there's very little room between 2 and 3, and it's got quite a steep landing. Now, if you can catch that landing correctly, and give it a good pump, then you come down here and you just sail over it. And it's a good sized gap. As I say, it won't look it on the GoPro, but anyone who's been here knows it's a good sized gap. And it's like, look at all the, let me just pop you down here. Look at some of these tire marks down here. You can see how short some people have come, and if you're hitting down there, that's not good. But here's the issue, and here's where Lloyd got in trouble, and poor old Lloyd, he broke his wrist. He's all recovered now. But if you come too long, there's my finger there, and so instead of landing, even if you land here, you're okay. If you land here, that's it, you're in major trouble, because your bike's going to compress out massively. There's no time to recover. It's too late to pull out, and you're just on for a crazy ride off there, and you're in trouble. And there's quite a few people have done that. In fact, the first time I was learning this jump, and even since, there's been a couple of occasions where I've over jumped the second one, and I've pulled out because I know it's not good. And as I even when in the very first time I did the second one again, I over jumped it. So you can't go too slow and you can't go too fast. So that makes it really, really challenging. And I think that's what makes this jump so difficult. As I say, many people on the internet, and when you can do it, of course, it's not hard. And so once you've got it, but as I say, the thing that worries me is, you say, after hundreds of attempts at it, I just come in a bit slow one day and wreck my bike. And you always think, well, it could have been worse than wrecking a bike. It could have been wrecking me. So it does play on your mind a bit. All right, just a short video for you. Really, really happy to get over that jump. Been thinking about it for months now, thinking what I do when I get the bike back. But yeah, really happy to get over that now, and I think my confidence is back. You definitely need to consider that it does roll differently. If it's wet and tacky, it's going to roll slower than if it's really dry and running fast. And in Woodhill, the conditions can change really fast because it drains so well. So on the day I did it, I think I just timed it wrong. It was running tacky and slow, and yeah, probably shouldn't have been running the track on that day. If you try it, as I say, I would definitely watch some other people first. Make sure you can do number 2 and pull out. And so if you're preparing for that, aim slightly to the left and do that multiple times until you're ready for number 3. There is a margin for error, but it isn't a big one, and I'd hate for anyone to get injured who didn't need to be injured. So another minor thing, these riding glasses, you can see I've actually changed camera because it's actually raining now, but these are Magic Shine's new Morpher range, and so they're photochromic, these ones, so even though it's raining and overcast, I can still ride in them and protect my eyes, and if it gets sunny, again, they're still good. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Big thanks, shout out to KTM for sorting the bike, for Electrify New Zealand, also Jimmy from Lewis & Co. He's done some sort of magic on that suspension. I'm not good on maintenance, but he's done something special. Anyway, I'm rambling and waffling on as usual, but leave your comments, subscribe, all that sort of stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.